this was, I showed you guys removable one of these, but it was the other stuff, right?
It was out of the box, right?
Yeah, you pulled
Yeah.
Yeah. So that means for this one, I can't do that, because I can't make a, the sandwich technique where I roll out the web roll, put it on there, and then I can't fold it. So you gotta be pretty specific, so I'm gonna rip this down.
What did he do that?
He did out of the box.
Tears easily?
That blue stuff, the
Yeah.
prefabricated glass.
Yeah, probably not.
He just wanted to see plaster.
Oh, I found that so funny.
So basically, it's 4 inches. And with your web roll, you can almost make it the exact same as your plaster. Remember, your plaster is going to shrink a little bit. I'd still go a little long. It's easier for me to trim that back. You don't want to make a mistake and not have enough padding. What are we treating?
Fourth.
Boxers fracture?
Flange.
Who said boxers?
Boxer.
Did I tell you boxers last time? Where'd you get that?
Eric.
There you go. Okay, just asking.
Eric said it.
I don't like to talk about specific injuries yet, just because it's next semester. I don't want to throw you guys. Just metacarpal works just fine for now. This should be an easy one, right? Remember, all of your removable splints in this class will be like this, but in real life, you'll be using the prefab stuff. But all I'm doing is freshen up the edges. Now, granted, see how she's radial deviating for me? Trying to help me out. I try to get one ace wrap to do the whole thing, although I'm not pulling it. I'm just laying it on. What that tells you is I'm not wasting a lot of time going around and around and around. You will get stuck going around the wrist. For some reason, you guys just do. Relax. The hard part for me is to wait.
Does it wrinkle easy when you bend the fingers like that?
Yeah, every time you make a bend in a splint, it wrinkles really easy. But how do you get rid of it? Notice I'm really kind of, she'll tell you, I'm not being very nice to her at all. I'm actually really kind of forcing her down, pushing in, molding the plaster where I know there's wrinkles. Typically, if you put the cast on or splint on with the wrist straight, the second that you bend it back, to dorsiflex it, you're going to get wrinkles back here. Same thing with right here. Now, you're not going to prevent all the wrinkles, especially when you're doing a 90-degree bend, but you definitely don't want any back here. So, with plaster I think is so easy to work with that all you got to do to get wrinkles out is just kind of smush it in. Fiberglass is a little trickier. And we got plenty of time. But I'm always touchy-feely, trying to make sure I got no wrinkles in that thing. Now the hard part's just to sit and wait. 4th and 5th metacarpal fractures, 4th and 5th phalangeal fractures, removable ulnar gutter splint. This is a good one to make removable, by the way, too. Thumb spica is a pretty good one to make removable. That's the next one.
Do we get like the 3 tries that we do with like the non-removables?
Yes.
Okay.
You can't do 3 non-removable and then 3 removable. Whatever you decide, this one's going to be removable. Give me
Okay.
3.
So it's part of your
Yes.
3. All right.
At this point, if she moves at all, I've broken my splint. So I am very, very careful. It is starting to set up. So this is where I'm not really pushing or pulling a whole lot. I'm just constantly feeling, but I am not manhandling it at all.
Chris is talking to you guys a lot right now, explaining, but in reality, he's talking to the patient a lot,
Yeah.
letting them know what they're gonna be doing. What I do is I like to ask them where they can get go on a good hand, and I'll put them in the position I want, and ask them, how far can you get like that on this hand? If they can't do nothing, then I know my job that much harder. If they can get there, kinda close to it, I'll handle the rest without too much pain.
You will hurt people. It's part of your job. In fact, I would probably say 80% of the people I work on are in pain. So get used to it. And you are influencing that pain, just trying to get the right position. What you can't be doing is going like this, moving the patient around all the time. You know, notice I don't do that. Everything is right here, doesn't move. Once I get them in the right position, that is it.
You guys won't see this splint again until February, back when you're doing it on a patient. This is the one I have to go over a lot with you guys. Beautiful.
Got it? These are creases from the ace wrap. Not worried about those. Everything else feels really good. You get wrinkles from the web roll in general, but it really shouldn't be too much in the plaster. If you break it, all it takes, this is all it takes. You guys love to tell me this. Chris, it didn't dry. It didn't dry. Look, it's still soft. The answer is you moved it. Most of the time what happens is you see me you don't have the same time that I have. I'm a lot faster at this, so I can put it on and you see me manhandling it and doing this and that, and yet you guys try to do the same thing, but you take 4 or 5 times longer, and it just, the timing is off. You gotta know when to stop. When do you know when to stop? It's easy to tell whenever you're looking at the plaster. If you see the plaster, especially in a cast, the plaster will start to dull, the plaster will start to dull a little bit. It won't be so shiny, okay? So that's some of the things that you look for. What else is there? The heat. With fiberglass, it's thrown off heat right away, but fiberglass will slowly start to firm. You cannot visually see fiberglass and tell when it is or when it isn't hardening. What you will notice with fiberglass, though, it's a lot more forgiving. It doesn't really break. What it does is it delaminates a little bit. So what fiberglass will do is you could probably, if it's delaminating, just the layers don't dry all together. They dry individually. It stays rigid still, but not nearly as strong. Got it? We can do that hand